Goldberg. Welcome back to Zekeism Wrestling. I'm Zeke from Zekeism Wrestling. Nice to see you. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Bill Goldberg. Oh, Bill. Goldberg. Some girl in WWE broke my streak. They did it on purpose. I have nothing against the girl. Is the headline. We are discussing Bill Goldberg and his never-ending tirade, I guess, against WWE. It didn't matter what they did for him in his retirement. I know a lot of people out there didn't think they did enough. Some people like me maybe think they over-egged it a little bit. I didn't think it was necessarily... I mean, clearly he wasn't into it, whatever happened, and they think they disrespected him deliberately at the end of it. Honestly, it's ancient history at this point. But I've gone to Fightful for this one. Goldberg famously racked up and claimed 173 victories in WCW during his record win streak in the Monday Night Wars. Appearing on Real Talk with Mike Burke, Mike proclaimed that a streak like that would never happen again. They already did, said Goldberg. Some girl at WWE. They did it on purpose. I won't do the voice. I have nothing against the girl by any means, but yeah, the whole WWE experience. I was part of WCW when we were kicking their ass in the Monday Night Wars. Okay. They were. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I was just on one of the sides. Now one side dissolves and the other one consumes everything. So they can treat everyone and everything the way they want. I think there is always going to be the bird in their ass. I was part of the company where I was the champion in a very short period of time. And we were beating them in the ratings. I know that sounded a bit Hogan at the end, so apologies. That some girl's name is Asuka, who went undefeated for 914 days in WWE, and Goldberg had his retirement match in July, losing to Gunther, which, by the way, was the right result. Sorry, people who hate that, but it was the right result. Very short and sweet article. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing by what he's saying. Clearly, it's a what's the phrase? A stick in his craw that they referenced Asuka's streak as better than his or beating his and stuff. I mean, it's just numbers at the end of the day. I'm much more, and call me a shill all day long. I get it. I know there's Goldberg fans out there as well, and I respect Goldberg immensely. His credit to the industry, what he's achieved and given to the industry deserves respect, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. However, there is a plethora of ex-pros that like to get on podcasts, like to get on even their own podcast or someone else's, and they like to slate current product or current day wrestlers or something like that, and it's for me it's disingenuous at best, and at worst they really don't like the newer generation and don't want them to succeed. That's the ultimate sort of point I can make to it. We've seen wrestlers who aren't particularly sort of agenda driven as Goldberg clearly seems to be. I mean, clearly this is some sort of mental block he's got where he can't literally get over the fact that they made Asuka. By the way, let's just talk about Asuka for a second before we get to Bill. Asuka is without a shadow of a doubt one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation, certainly, but I think of all time, genuinely. I made a video about it 2 or 3 weeks ago, which did quite well. Thank you for anyone who did watch it. Very much appreciated. I think Asuka is, at the moment, solidifying her legacy, but I believe, genuinely, she is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Male or female, I think her performances in the ring, you cannot fault them. I think she's one of the most charismatic, either as a heel or a face, wrestlers that there are in the world. I think she can tell a story with just one look. I think she's got such an aura about her, and she carries herself really well. She's not afraid to put people out. She ticks all the boxes for me, genuinely, of what I look for in a wrestler. I'll put pro wrestler. I won't say sports entertainer. No, I won't. But a pro wrestler, she's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. No bad word to say about Asuka whatsoever. And so he's really, I would say, again, at best, brave, because you're talking about genuinely one of the most popular wrestlers there is in current day. I mean, no one dislikes Asuka. Come on. But he's got a stick in his craw, and he does say, to be fair to him, he does say, "I have nothing against the girl." So he's obviously, I mean, even that phrase is a little disrespectful, but I don't think he meant it in the way. He's from the Deep South, so I think that's just sort of colloquialism, sort of the way of speaking sort of thing. So I'm not going to hold that against him, even though it is slightly disrespectful, but whatever. I think what he's saying, he's the stick in his craw is WWE. He seems to intimate that the higher-ups in WWE, you know, back in the day was Vince, now is Triple H, have an agenda against him. That's why they completely messed up his retirement speech or the lack of speech at the end of the Gunther match. That's probably, I mean, maybe they did it deliberately. For me, it just looked like network, rush, get him off the air. And they did post it online afterwards, so I don't know. But I can understand why, in your retirement, if you've worked your whole career to get to a point where you're able to retire on your terms, well, not on your terms if you ask him, but retire with respect and grace, and then it gets cut. I can understand why you get a bit annoyed at that. But it goes to his conspiracy theories about them wanting to dampen down his winning streak. I would be very surprised, and this is pure speculation now, I would be very, very, very surprised if during the NXT days, the black and gold, the glory of the black and gold NXT, yes, I'm a shill for black and gold NXT, sue me, come at me in the comments, it's fine. But if the thinking in the creative room, Triple H got around and go, you know what we need to do? We need to stick it to Bill Goldberg. He hasn't been in the industry. At that point, he wasn't in the industry, so we're talking 2015. So he hadn't even come back for that match against Brock, that squash. I know what we need to do. We need to stick it to Bill Goldberg. We need to make this brilliant Japanese wrestler we just signed in the women's division break his streak. It will drive him insane. Let's do it. Let's do it. I find it funny that we can't do it. I find it really hard to believe that was the thinking. I think he is barking up not just the wrong tree here with his target, because it feels very pointed towards Asuka, in my opinion. That I don't want to intimate anything either, but there is, I mean, look, you can't read the quote and not think it's disrespectful towards Asuka. Some girl at WWE, they did it on purpose. I have nothing against the girl by any means, but yeah. I mean, it is disrespectful. Whatever way you want to cut it, whatever sort of way of speaking he has, or where he's from geographically, sort of, you know, the language being what it is, and much more blunt, depending on where you're from. We have those sort of places here in the UK as well. But you can't read that as anything but disrespectful, regardless of what his agenda is against, you know, Triple H or WWE higher ups or whoever his target really is. Speaking about Asuka in that way it's just not helping your case whatsoever, and I just think it's silly. And I think him and a lot of other ex-pros need to just move on. I think moving on would be the key word I have for him. I'm not going to name other names. I mean, you probably guess who I'm referring to there. They like to slag off modern day wrestlers or current day wrestlers who are trying to make it to their level, you know, that what they achieved. And there is an element of just, they try to put them down or sort of put them in a box or something, and just support them if you're going to do anything. Don't be blinded by it. Like, just give them undue praise when they don't deserve it. I mean, just belt up or try and help them or support them. This isn't supportive. This is bile. This is. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I just wanted to say, as much as I respect Bill Goldberg, just pipe down, Bill. Just pipe down. You're doing yourself no favors. That's my thoughts. Let me know if you vehemently disagree with me in the comments. That's fine as well. A like or subscribe would be great as well if you do agree with me. And please subscribe to the channel as well if you dare so do that. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bill Goldberg. Woo!